you hear me now? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me now? I know you can hear me. Oh, I didn't want you to hear me. Here, how about this? That's mean. That's mean. What do you say? What do you say? You're mean. We're at 444. Well, that's interesting. My number stopped at 444. How you doing over there, babe? Oh, it just jumped to 479. Yeah. Okay, well, let's start getting ready. Put it up, put it up. Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your UB2Bs, your Frank 26 UB2Bs. It is the 6th of November, 2019. It's good to be with you. Ladies and gentlemen, everything that we are going to express tonight is strictly in my opinion, nothing more. It is a study of a speculative investment. And we do not offer you a date. We do not offer you a rate. And you know something? That's rather important. It's rather important to me that we don't do that. I'm looking for something, but I think I got rid of it now that I think about it. It's probably the best thing to do. In fact, you know what? maybe I'd like to do something. Give me like 3 minutes, and then we're going to get to study. This morning, I received a text. In fact, I got it here, but I don't want to bring it up. There's no sense. And the text is from another site. God, forgive me. I'll make this quick. It's from another site. And they said, did you see last night that Frank called, gave a date? Now, I'm not going to talk about that other site. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk to you, KTFA Kona, and tell you that we don't offer dates, do we? You know that. We don't offer rates, do we? You know that. And that's important to me. So this other site that said what they said, I take it to God in prayer. Now, with that said, I believe that I don't need to defend myself on the internet, because when I do, I tend to get a little on my horse. I shouldn't. I shouldn't try to defend myself from others, because then I make it about myself. And if I do get on my horse, oh, I'm going to gallop. You know, I'm going to gallop hard. And usually when I get on my horse, it's to defend a walking stick. This site this morning actually said that there is no walking stick. And they said some derogative things about him in a sexual manner. And it broke my heart because the man is so what I'm trying to tell you right now is that I think it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I can't remember now. But remember, I showed you, I said, look, this guru is saying things about me. It was a little short, like 8 minutes or something like that. I don't know the name of the gentleman. And I say gentleman because you know what? I got carried away. I got on my horse. No, I got on my brontosaurus. Apparently, this man called me and talked to me in the past. I talked to thousands of people. In a week's time, I will talk to maybe about 500 people. Does that sound about right, Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 or more. So, I started defending myself 3 days ago, remember? I don't even know who the guy was. And the last time we were together, I said something again about this gentleman. And yeah, he was wrong. He was the one that said, well, aren't you going to explain yourself? Delta was wrong. No, Delta was not wrong. You were wrong. But you don't know that. And maybe you didn't know that and you said bad things and it caused me to defend myself. But you know something? I over-defended myself. I remember, I think I called him Sphinxter because I don't know your name. That wasn't nice. When I said my prayers, I realized that wasn't nice. So to the gentleman that accused my Delta falsely about 3 days ago, I apologize to you, sir, for calling you that name in front of our Heavenly Father. And I think I have been told you're a Christian as well, too, so I'm sorry. It doesn't get any stupider, it doesn't get any uglier than to allow two Christians to allow the demons to defeat them. Right, sir? So, I offer you my humblest apologies for even defending myself in the first place against you. You say what you want to say about me, it doesn't matter. And number two, for calling you, that name. And I'm sure he probably said some bad things about me today too, so it don't make no never mind, does it? I think, you know what? I'm offering an apology to this gentleman, but I'm also offering an apology to anybody else that feels that they need to hear one from me. Would you please accept my apologies and know that I don't intend to do that again? And besides, in my opinion, yeah, I shouldn't have to suffer from that too much longer. Maybe just this month, huh? Everything that we are about to say now is strictly, in my opinion, it's a study of the Iraqi dinar. We offer you no date. We offer you no rate at all. Okay, we got, dude, you're talking about yourself a lot. Bye-bye. And remove him completely, not to hear a single word that we offer you tonight. I talk about myself a lot, huh? Maybe it's because it's my UB2B. And then on top of that, they want to hear what it is that I talk about. Oh, I'm doing it again, right? Come on. Okay. Shark bait. I'm going to call them chum from now on, okay? Chum. You get some chum there, babe? Ladies and gentlemen, it was interesting to see what the Democrats had to say about their actually illegal, and they know it, private meetings that they've been having to put together this impeachment inquiry. And then when you see the 350 plus page report, there's just no need to talk about it. And then the election results that came in, it's the same attitude. It's almost like they're hallucinating. We won, we beat, we won. What? Yeah, we're gonna look at. We got people testifying against him and all that. What? The testimonies that we saw today, maybe tomorrow they might be stronger against Trump. I don't know, but today, no. Kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you, for the Democrats. And then for the Democrats to come out and they said today, we won. You mean the elections last night? Yeah. What'd you win? Kentucky and Virginia. And Kentucky and Virginia. Got both sides of the floor in Virginia. And Kentucky and Virginia. Okay. And the rest was for Donald Trump? Yeah. Why are you claiming victory? It's been a long time since we beat anything out of that guy. Still trying to get his income tax report out of him. That's topic number 2 for tonight. It's also not worth talking about, is it? Nah. All right, so we go on to the next one. It turns out that today, it's an all-time, 3 times now. It's a 3rd time in the 3+ years that Trump has been president, where all 3 stock markets hit another all-time and historic high level. Yesterday is when it happened, and Trump tweeted about it. You ever seen anything like this before in your life? Where something that is, oh my goodness, everybody's got jobs. Minorities got jobs. That's rare. Women got jobs. Our stock market is going crazy. Our GDP is going great. Our inflation is great. Everything is great about America. The whole world wants to do business with the President of the United States. China even said, no, I'll tell you what, buddy. Hey, yo, homie. We don't sign dotted line. What? No. We want more of the deal. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before in my lifetime. Where something so good there's actually a demand for it to stop. Kind of like, well, I'd like to pray. No, really? But that's a good thing. Don't do that. Oh, okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States. No, what? No, don't do that. Why? It's a good thing. No. You guys got me all confused. When I was a little boy, if I saw red, I got mad. We don't believe in communism, socialism, leftism. No, we never did. Ask McCarthy. But now, It seems like that's what everybody wants to be. No, not everybody. But there is a movement to remove goodness in the United States of America, our prosperity. China said, no, we ain't signing today. Why? Because we want more of this deal. We'll sign next week. Give me some more, Trump. How come the Democrats can't say that? Do you realize that Medicare, Medicaid is locked up on the floor for 3.5 years? Do you realize Social Security is locked up? Food payments for the elderly is locked up on the floor because Nancy P. does not want to let go, like a dog holding on to a smelly rag, and just doesn't want to let go of it. So much has been lost in our country by the Senate floors of the opposite party, and yet so much has been done by the other side of that floor, by Trump and his parties. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And I also see it in Iraq. I told you all of this was in my opinion. I see it in Iraq. Government of Iraq, what are you doing for the citizens right now? Killing them? One at a time? Well, that's funny, because that's what Nancy P's doing to me as an American citizen. Nada, nothing, zilcho. You know, you can get in trouble for not doing any work and getting paid for it. They have given every reason why not to do work for the American citizens. And every reason is because they're focused on impeaching the man that beat them senseless 3.5 years ago. In fact, by the time they get even close to this impeachment, he'll be reelected. You guys are going to have to impeach him a second time. And I see the same thing in Iraq. The government of Iraq, they don't care about the people. They trample over them. They shoot them in order to get, by. It's not like, excuse me, it's like, I'm going to shoot you. And the arrogance, it's almost, what was that word I used? I'm not allowed to use the word delusional. It's they're hypnotically, they're hallucinating. The Iraqi government is hallucinating. They actually think that what they're doing is right morally. The whole world sees it. The whole world knows that Iran is stealing everything from the Iraqi nation. They all know this. And the citizens of Iraq, they finally had enough. And they're rebelling, right? Yes, they are. While the CBI, well, let's see, what happened in the United States of America while the government is messing around with our some impeachment stuff? How did our money, how did our economy go? We hit another all-time, another one, all three stocks, an all-time high, historic high. Yeah, in the CBI, while this madness is going on in the streets, you have a lock that comes out, and he talks to the citizens directly on their television and tells them, we got it. I mean, we want to give it to you. But we can't under these conditions. A lot, Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq. Citizens, hey, we know what you want. We saw the list. Hold on a second. Let's see here. This is my department, currency reform. You want purchasing power. You don't want no more of the auctions to be used? You know what? You're smart, aren't you, citizens? Well educated, huh? Hey, look, CBI, we got this covered. Done. Got it. So the GOI either has to, give it, or they have to get out of the way. And that's because the Democrats in the United States of America, they either have to what's it been, 3.5 years? No more hearsay. No more, the dog told the neighbor that was cutting his hair that Trump was, quo, whatever. And the citizens of Iraq are not going to stand down. Look at this. This is Delta on our form. If you don't belong to ktfalways.com, you should. Delta put this up there just a little bit ago. Look what the citizens are doing now. Isn't that cool? What they did is they took these cans. Hey, you can see them stacked up down there. They're barrels. They're oil barrel cans, and they cut them, and they're using them as shields. This is on our form, by the way, to protect themselves. It's pretty good. Mahdi, and by the way, is it Mandi? Or is it Mahdi? Mandi. But Frank wrote it M-A-N-D. No, something's wrong. It's got to be it. Guys, tomato. It's English Arabic. Good grief. I'll let you have fun with it. I just watched you make your postings on it, and I was laughing. Then the other knucklehead, Maliki, he offers the initiative, and he calls on the demonstrators, and he said, hey, y'all got to stop a little bit. Stop a minute. Just hold up now. Stop. Hold on. Stop. And because if you don't, I'm warning you, it's going to turn into a bloodbath. A bloodbath, huh, Maliki? Whose blood? Parliament then comes out and they say to the citizens, we got your demands. No, you don't. Here's 4 more. Add it to it and get it done. They still come out and they said, we got your demands. No, you don't. Yes, we do. Let me see what you got. And they show them, Mahdi says, well, I got the package of all the demands that you want, and we're going to introduce it to you this coming Sunday. Is that why you stopped the 2020 budget? GOI, is that why you stopped the 2020 budget? Why? You're going to give them all their demands? Yeah. You know that one of them is purchasing power, right? Stop the auctions, right? Yeah. So that would give you new numbers, new math, new rates for the 2020 budget, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, just asking. I want to show you a video that I think will continue to set the stage of where we're at right now. Tink, I need the speakers.
You got this.
I do?
You have a microphone right there.
No, honey, I need the speakers, not a microphone.
Together to halt the execution of.
By George, coming on. What happened? You know what, babe? I'm trying to. You know. Oh, yeah. So that would be the one about watch what happens. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. I think I got it.
And their website periodically closed down. The sun is setting on Greece's Golden Dawn.
Iraq is facing a threat of a new civil war as remnants of ISIS and Iranian-backed militants may be seeking to capitalize on the ongoing violent protest in the country. One America's Christian Rose explains.
Serious human rights violations and abuses continue to occur during a second wave of demonstrations that started in October.
The UN is raising concerns over the mounting political and sectarian violence in Iraq, threatening to reignite war in that country. In a statement Tuesday, the Office of the UN Secretary General said the death toll from ongoing protests in Iraq has climbed to 254 people, and the clashes may produce more victims in the coming days. The UN is warning the Iraqi government against using excessive violence against the demonstrators.
The unlawful use of lethal and less lethal weapons by security forces and armed people requires urgent attention. Immediate action is needed to stop the vicious cycle of violence.
Mass protests erupted across Iraq last month, with citizens denouncing poor economic conditions, a lack of public services, and rampant corruption. However, the movement quickly became political, calling for the ousting of President Bahram Salih, who represents Iraq's Kurdish minority. The brewing crisis is fueled by ethnic and religious tensions between the Sunni and Shia Muslims, as well as the Kurdish people.
They are pushing demonstrators toward violence. The protests are peaceful. They killed protesters last night, offended people, and pushed them toward violence. This is their official policy.
These latest tensions come just 2 years after the defeat of the Islamic State in Iraq. ISIS leaders claim they fought to protect Iraqi Sunnis from the Shia majority, who have friendly ties to Iran's Ayatollah regime. To make things worse, Iranian-backed paramilitary, known as Badia organization, maintains its presence in Iraq, while its political wing is present in the Iraqi government.
Iran wants to use Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen
Yes.
as bases to attack Israel with statistical missiles and precision guidance.
Yes.
Both the Sunni Muslims and Kurds living in Iraq have been skeptical of the friendly ties between Baghdad and Tehran, and this resentment may have finally boiled over. Earlier this week, protesters set the Iranian consulate in the city of Karbala on fire. Security experts believe ongoing clashes in Iraq could escalate into a new civil war, and both the Ayatollah regime and local ISIS cells may capitalize on the unrest. Another concern is the US maintains a limited number of troops in Iraq who may find themselves between the rock and a hard place in case of a new sectarian conflict.
We're committed to defeating and crushing the ISIS remnants that are still here, even in areas near Kirkuk and Diyala province, Saladin, and Anbar. The coalition and the United States will stand up and find and strike and kill any terrorist that we can.
The UN says the Iraqi government must start dialogue with the protesters and resolve the disagreements between the nation's various ethnic and religious groups. Christian Rose, One American News.
Bolivian President Evo Morales stands firm against his critics
So,
after winning re-election. The
hold
Bolivian
on.
leader
Stop. So, as you can see, the Iraqi citizens are not going to take this without fighting. They're passing out these shields. Pretty smart to stop the bullets that are killing them. the Abadi, excuse me, Mahdi himself is reaching out to the United States of America, in my opinion, because Mahdi knows, his position. It's bad, and it caused a body to say, Mr. Trump, United States of America, why are you supporting Mahdi? He's bad. Look what he's doing to us. He's not. The President of the United States of America, I told you, watch. Watch what he does with Iran. And now I believe he's getting very, very committed to protect the citizens of Iraq. And Mahdi is desperate, wanting to talk to the United States. No. Desperate. He says, hey, I am adding. Okay, let me consider this. What? Says the citizens. Let me consider adding financial commitments to your demands and implement them. That's post number 211. 211. No. Mahdi is pulling out everything that he can right now to save his behind. He knows he's in trouble. And the citizens are very, very close to him, which is going to scare the living daylights out of him. Look at this one right here. You see that right there? He says, look, I'll commit, I promise. I will add, let me see here. He says the Mahdi is considered, well, I already told you that adding financial commitments to the implementation of the demands of the demonstrators in the 2020 budget. Sorry, brother, too late. But he says, look, God Almighty, stop it. I'm sorry. The addition of financial commitment required to the implementation of the demands of the demonstrators, I will add it to the budget. I promise. Too late. Because then Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C. comes into the picture, and they said Iraq has no future by suppressing the will of the people. We're not. Iran is. We know that. We know that. Just watch. Let us work our way into Iraq, okay? Okay. America issues a remind me when it's 8 o'clock for Wiljan. America issues a strong stance to the Iraqi government and to the political leaders on the protest. What? Well, we want you to know that Iraq and Lebanon people, they want their countries back. Now, do you remember that we mentioned Lebanon to you? And the reason why is because the President of the United States of America was about to use the example of Lebanon for Iraq. And when he did that yesterday, and you see it in the articles today, that made us very happy. Very happy, no doubt. One of the problems with Iraq is their electricity. Iraq is very, very dependent. Very dependent on their electricity from Iran. Look at here. Iraq reveals the volume of electricity imported from Iran. You see it right there? And if you got to see this post, which I'm sure you did on our forum, it's post number 167 about the electricity dependence from Iraq to Iran. Well, isn't that a problem? Yeah, okay. Well, may I suggest, in my opinion, that now that the President of the United States of America is going to get involved, I got a feeling that you're going to see probably electric companies, preferably from the United States of America, pour into Iraq now. Oh, that would be ingenious. It would piss off the Iranians, wouldn't it? That's about the last thing that they have to hold on to Iraq with. Because the GOI they're running. You don't know it. I can't tell you the complexities of it yet. But they're running. If you were in Parliament and you dropped the feather, you could hear the echo. Yeah, they're running for their lives. And the stubborn one, Mahdi, he refuses to run. Although recently he just said yesterday and into today, all right, I give up. I'll go. Because in my opinion, he got word from his boss, Iran, the Ayatollah probably, hey, come home. At least we can leave the government intact with our people. They're all gone. Oh, well, okay. So he comes out and he says, I'm willing to leave. No, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah, they want blood. And he knows it. Mandi, Mashi, whatever you want to call him. Abu. And he puts together something really quick in one day, really. It's about 2 days. And he comes out and he tells everybody, hey guys, I just had Parliament pass this. What Parliament? Okay, well, I passed it. What'd you pass? I got everything that you want. You already told us you did for the new reform package. The what? What'd you call it? What did you call it? Stop it. Come on, really? Right there. Madi, or what's your name? What'd you call it? Parliament set next Sunday a date for passing the new reform packages. Their demands. Yeah, well, the new reforms. What I tell you was on that list of demands when they gave it to the GOI. Oh, purchasing power. Okay. The new reforms. I know about the economic reform and I know about the monetary reform. Interesting thoughts, huh? Hey, what? Why did you sign today? I want more. You want more takeout? You funny. No, we don't want no more Chinese takeouts. Us Chinese want more. Hey, China. What? You got agriculture from the United States. Yeah. Got lumber from the United States. Yeah. Got oil from Iraq. Yeah. What more do you guys want? We're pretty good with electrical grids. You what? You got problems with electricity in Iraq? A little bit. We can take care of it. We want more. We'll sign later. And I can just see the Democrats. That's gotta really piss them off. God, everything he touches. Oh. Oh, lordy, lordy. You want more? By the way, what's our UB2B call tonight? Go home, or Iran, you're not welcomed, right? Yep. Let's do another one because we got Will coming on in about 5 minutes. Let's do this one really quick. You want to? Hey, we'll do our ringy dingy. Where's my phone? Oh, lost weight. Oh my goodness. Here's my phone. Ring a ding ding. Ring a ding ding. Hello? Hey, who this? This is the UN supervisors. Hey, UN, can you do me a favor? Can you come over here to, I need for you guys to go over to Iraq. The UN go to Iraq? Yeah. You want us to supervise the early elections? No, not really. What I want you to do, in all honesty, from now on, you see, this here GOI, UN, this GOI, it's Iranian, and we need to get rid of them. So we need for you to do the same thing that the Fab Four did, with the CBI. Right, yeah. Can you move in? Yeah? When? Oh, you're there now? Okay, yeah. I saw that woman in the streets. But anyways, UN, so if you're there, do you mind supervising all the GOI meetings? All the parliament meetings? Yeah, sit there. Yeah. You can also bring the Fab Four? Thanks, UN. Go and make notes. Yeah. Thank you. So, the United Nations has decided that they're going to go into Iraq and they're going to supervise every damn meeting that Parliament has from now on. Everything that goes on in the government of Iraq. Like the Fab Four did with the auctions where there's no more money to be stolen. The only money they can really steal is within the GOI. It's actually cash now. It's no more electronic stealing. Light bulb, light bulb. So the cash that comes into the government is being stolen, and if the UN supervisors are there, they ain't going to steal anything. Oh, by the way, when you say UN, you also say USA, and you also say Donald Trump. Oh, and by the way, when you say Fab Four, who are also there supervising. Wait. You guys are CBI. Yeah, we're here to teach the UN how we cleaned up the CBI. Oh. So Fab Four sitting also with the UN at these meetings supervising the GOI in Parliament. When you say Fab Four, can you say USA? USA. When you say USA, can you say Donald Trump? Donald Trump. And it turns out that Will's here. Come on in, Will. Jen, set him up. Tell him to call. So what is the theme of our conference call for tonight? Number one, I humbly apologize to anybody that I might have offended on the internet. I don't mean to get on my horse and defend in a vicious manner, because when I do, I make it about myself. All honor and glory should be given to God. I apologize to anyone, these gurus that I have been making fun of lately. No more. No more. That's not what it's about. That's not what God wants me to do. It's what I wanted to do, and I'm sorry. Number two, Iran, inside of Iraq, I don't care where you're at. I don't care what you do in Iraq. You're not welcomed. You can't even come in for vacation, okay? You're not welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, I just gave you 5 examples of how the President of the United States of America is now directly involved with the Iranian influence inside of Iraq. And you may not be able to see these little things. I mean, that was a simple little thing. The UN sitting at the GOI meetings from now on. Really? What's that tell you? So tonight was to reinforce and to make sure you understand that Iran is not welcome. And in my opinion, I told you, watch. 3 weeks ago, I told you, watch the President of the United States of America get more involved now with Iraq and Iran. You can go back and listen to our recordings if you need to hear it. Yeah, Trump is heavily involved now. And there were many, many reasons for it. Hold on a second. And one other good reason, and it just left my head. All righty.
Tonight we're here to talk with you about a wonderful group discovered over the last year and a half. Technology as far as medicine is concerned. This isn't really considered medicine, but in the medical realm, in the health realm, if you will, there have been some new technologies that have been discovered. And this is a group of them right here that we're going to talk about tonight. Now, I'm going to go over some of the basics concerning the product just after our speaker speaks this evening. I'm going to give you some results from some clinical research that's been done over the years from some hugely successful medical research facilities at major universities and the American Heart Association and from our federal government as well. So I think you'll be very impressed. Okay. Jackie, are you with me?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah, your sister keeps calling me for some reason.
She don't
Okay. Yeah, she's a little late on that call. But anyway, Jackie is one of our blessed sisters who has discovered this product along with us, Frank and I, over the last year and a half. She had a few health challenges before we discovered this product. And I just wanted her to come over and tell us how her life has changed since she has made this discovery. And I think it's going to be very encouraging to all of you on this call. And I think this is going to be a huge impact on everyone here. Jackie, can you tell us a little bit about where you were before you found the products and where you find yourself these days, darling?
I sure will. And I actually set I wasn't aware you weren't going to show the before and after, but I sent it over to Jan. So for those of you that are listening tonight and you want to see kind of what I'm going to be talking about when you request for the email, my before and after picture will be in there.
I'll make sure.
Okay. Well, my journey of coming into this, I had really for the past 3 years, William, I had started out with going through some we know emotional stress can cause a lot of, whether we realize it or not, can make us sick. And I'd always heard that, but boy, did I ever learn to live it. And so it had been going through accumulation of a lot of stress that had really been accumulating for like 3 years, I guess. And then I had a heavy exposure 3 different times to mold that was hidden behind walls that we knew there was the sick house syndrome, if you will, but it wasn't until it exposed itself and we had to, of course, have remediation done. But it wasn't without major effects on my health. I literally saw myself heavy decline over a period of, 7 years, I guess, but the last 3 being the most dramatic. And, there came a time when, was going to doctors trying to figure out what was wrong. I'd gained a lot of weight. And no matter what I did, it didn't seem to come off. And the stress was completely out of control. Well, the thing that we think will never happen to you, and I'm sure unless you're on the phone listening to my voice tonight, and you've experienced it, then you know what I'm talking about. But most of us think that the bad things in life, the bad major health crises, happens to other people, but it's not going to happen to me. And you'll have to bear with me because I'll try not to be emotional, but it is emotional for me. And so I had moved to Richmond, Virginia, once again trying to kind of settle out my life and get through some of the stuff I was dealing with. I've had one company that had gone down and the merger of another, and just again, accumulation of stress. And I was sitting at my desk on a Saturday morning, and I just all of a sudden didn't feel well at all. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, I'm going to need to go because I just don't feel well. And I got up to walk, and when I did, I started walking to the left really bad. And, of course, I know in my head, I knew if it was happening, that's not a good sign. That's not something you want to happen. But on top of that, very quickly, I became very, very sick. And I made it finally to the couch. My son, 18-year-old, was standing in front of me, and he kept saying, Mom, what's wrong? Because I was literally, my body was like contorting. I thought I was dying. I really thought I was dying. It was probably one of the most scariest things I've ever been through in my life. And I had this contorting going on, which I know now was a seizure. And I was able to get out of my mouth. I'm a Christian, and I was able to get out of my mouth in a very broken, shaky voice in Jesus' name. And about that time, I started projectile vomiting. And by the time the ambulance got there, my blood pressure was 239 or 139. Long story short, I had had a stroke. And it left me, well, the doctors told me that it would take me about 18 months to heal. The interesting thing is my blood work showed that it had come from stress. I had 3 different doctors that said your emotions have made you sick. So, you think people say stress makes you sick and stress can kill you and all this crazy stuff, but you don't really know that can be the truth until you face something this big. And they told me it would take me about 18 months to heal, and that I needed to go to a familiar place and just be quiet and rest. And the pictures, when you all get them, was after I had moved back to my little cabin in North Carolina. I was familiar to me, and it left me a different person after that. I lost a lot of my personality. William remembers me during that time. My sister came to see me. I had difficulty. I'd have to kind of hang on the walls when I was walking. Felt very dizzy a lot. Having to search for words. It was scary. On top of that, I had reactive Epstein-Barr virus that had come from, the heavy mold exposure that had made me sick. I was insulin resistant. You name it. I was really a very sick lady. And going to town was very difficult for me. I won't go through all the details. It was just very, very hard. And so about around that time, was introduced, knew about these products, and began to take these very powerful nutrigenomic gene expression products that I know was a godsend into my life. Once again, there was something there that was going to help me heal. And it was a process, William, over about 14 months. It didn't happen fast. Matter of fact, for those of you that see the picture, the before, you're going to think, there's no way that that's that person. But it was. And you can see, literally, I have no life in my eyes. And I took the picture because I was looking for the rash. And you'll see the rash on my skin, which was coming from the Epstein-Barr virus. And it was just, I never intended in a million years that picture would ever go public. You know, I was just trying to see.
Yeah, that's the kind of picture you don't want to get public.
No, you don't want. And I'm only sharing it, to tell you the truth, William, because I really want to help other people get well. And for those that have been really sick with whatever it is and maybe have lost hope that they can get well. And so I kind of lay my vanity, and I do have some vanity. I lay it aside because I really want to help those that are listening. So I went on there's the 3-part system with this that literally goes through your body, switching on genes and bringing us back to a place in our genome or our genetic makeup where we were in our youth or in our early 20s. And so I started on the first couple of pieces of these 3 formulas. And over a period of, I noticed I just began to it was gradually that I began to get well. And by February of this year, I was able to really get to a point of where I was feeling really like myself again, almost. And I went to a conference in South Carolina. My sister went with me. And I told my sister, I said, did you notice I'm able to walk without hanging on the wall? And I actually drove, pretty much, I think, most of the way there. And, there was times I had to go to the room and rest, but for the most part, I thought I did really, really good and continue to do well. Well, up about a month ago, this 3rd piece was added to the 3 synergistically blended, amplified formulas that are just absolutely amazing. And I've had already a dramatic turnaround in many ways ever since I had been on the first 2, and I had noticed such a difference. You know, my health coming back, I literally healed in 7 months versus 18 months, which is what they told me it would take. And but when this 3rd piece was added, it was, William, it was just like the life force came back in my body. And that second picture that you're going to see was actually taken October the 4th. I was at an event in California. It was snapped out after a long day of training. I was with someone who's going to crop their face out. And what had happened when I got back, I was feeling so incredible. I know the first day William and I did a webinar together, and I had not been on this product but just a few days. The 3rd piece, which amplifies everything else, I can't even explain what it was like, just other than I used the term life force coming back in my system. And I told William, I said, I don't remember the last time I have felt like this. And he said, in our 20s. And I said, you're right. I had to go back in time when I felt this much energy, this sustained in my strength, my brain feeling as clear as it does. I'm sleeping again. I haven't slept really good for years. And now I'm going to sleep, staying asleep. I wake up refreshed in the morning, ready to go to work. I feel that sustained strength, William, that I thought was long gone. And just the life force. You can see it when you see the picture, the after picture. There's life back in my eyes again. There's life there. And the 3 of these working together synergistically amplifies this throughout the body. And it literally goes through our body, flipping on switches that have gotten turned off through our gene pool. And the body begins to work in harmony like it did when we were young. And I have been so incredibly blessed to have this happen. I don't know where in the world I would be. I just don't know. And so I thank the Lord every day that He had this ready for me at this life event that happened in my life. And now I'm better than I've ever been. I don't even know how long ago it's been since I felt this good. So thank you, William, and thank you, Janet Frank, for allowing me to be here tonight. And anyway, that's it for me.
Well, I'll tell you, folks. Let me give you some input from some major research facilities who have done studies on this on these products. Okay, guys. Jackie, that is an amazing story, and for anyone who has had any similar issues in your life, or you have loved ones that have had similar issues in your life, this works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. There's just no two ways about it. It works. It works. It works. It works, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg either. Now, if you want to know more about what Jackie was talking about, I will be happy to send you an email with all of the information in it, okay? All you have to do is text me or call me on the phone and say, I'm with Frank, here's my email address, okay? So all you got to do is say, I'm with Frank, and give me your email address, and I'll send the information over. It'll show you the products. It'll show you the ingredients. It'll show you testimonials from other folks, folks who are customers. It will also give you a presentation on how the product works and why it works in the body and why it's necessary. Okay, and also, it's very valuable, and it's got the clinical studies in there as well. Now, let me read you just a few conclusions from some of these research facilities. University of Texas in 2010, they said, this product is the guardian of health span and the gatekeeper of species longevity, protecting against many age-related diseases, including cancer and neurodegeneration. Neurodegeneration is Alzheimer's and dementia. And everybody knows what cancer is, for goodness sakes. Washington State University said that NRF2 is likely to be the most important health-promoting approach in the foreseeable future. NRF2 may become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. In the history of medicine. Their conclusions were written in 2015. Louisiana State University, down in Louisiana, LSU, they said that induction of antioxidant enzymes by this product may serve as a practical and potent approach to cancer prevention. There it is again with the cancer thing. Virginia Union Medical Center in 2011 said, interestingly, this product is a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients. It was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most well-suited as a therapeutic strategy for multiple sclerosis. And the last one, this is probably the most powerful one. It comes from the National Institutes of Aging, which is part of the federal government, the National Institute of Health. Okay? The health department of the federal government. They concluded a 10-year study of 20 different products and pharmaceuticals. Ours was in there with it. And they said, this is a quote from those guys, this product is the only nutritional supplement tested that has been proven to increase the median survival in mammals, thus delaying the aging process. It has the potential to extend lifespan by 7% and delay disease and dysfunction. That's pretty strong. That's some good tax money at work there, right there, buddy. It delays disease and dysfunction and adds 7% to your life. Straight from the federal government. So, if you want to know more about this product or any of these products, please give me a call or a text. My phone number is 910-690-6008. That's 910-690-6008. If you text me, just say, I'm with Frank, and send your email address along with it, okay? And I'll make sure you get the email. If you'd prefer to email me, you can do that. My email address is clquik12@gmail.com. clquik12@gmail.com. All right, Frankie. You want to give away some free product real quick before you get on with what you're doing?
Go ahead.
All right, for you folks over there on the UBTuby, here's what we're going to do. In the comments section below where you're listening, you can type in the word opportunity. Opportunity, the first one that types that in. Tell me who they are, Frank.
You tell me, Tink.
I'll tell you if somebody did.
Oh, Joette and JTP1.
They're over here under your video.
I want to know the first one.
Where, Jan?
Not
Under.
the live chat, under the comments.
Oh, under comments.
Yeah.
Okay, under comments, guys.
Yeah.
You got to put it under comments.
The very first one that types it out, opportunity.
First one to type out opportunity and puts it under comments going to get the free product. So it's up to you guys. Do they know how to do that?
Yeah.
Under the
They
comments.
do know how to do that.
Under the comments section, under the video itself.
Yep.
Nothing.
Or in the live comments.
Well, now you want live comments. That's good.
Well, now we're back to the live. I tell you what, Joette was the first one, wasn't she?
Okay, here's what we need to do. Make sure Joette has my phone number, 910-690-6008. Joette, send me your mailing address so I can get the free product over to you, and send me your email address as well so I can send you some information about what you're getting. Joette, that is 910-690-6008.
She got it.
And Frank, we're finished with the UBTuby folks. Thank you for coming in and participating. You folks on the conference call, hang on. We're going to play a little game. We're going to give away some free product over here too, guys.
Thank you,
God bless
Will.
you, Frank.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, here's what we're going to do over here for you conference call folks.
Do I turn it off now?
You're going to hear the...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we accomplished our goal for tonight, and that was to talk about President Trump once again in the light that we gave you about him 3 weeks, 2 days ago. And what it was to watch and pay attention. And you'll notice how President Trump will start getting involved deeper and deeper. And we gave you 5 examples. And the last one was the example where the United Nations and the Fab Four, IMF, World Bank, U.S. Treasury, they were put to observe all the meetings at the GOI from now on. And the Fab Four is there too because they were very successful at the CBI, and now they're teaching those at the GOI that are keeping an eye on everything. These are the tricks that they do. These are the things you're looking for. These et cetera, et cetera. This is how we did it. So yeah, that's what we learned. Iran is not welcomed, and the President of the United States would love to bomb Iran. I bet you, huh? Wouldn't he? I bet you he'd love to bomb them, but he didn't. No, he was smart. He held on to his trump card, and he put it away. And then, when the opportunity was right, somebody told the citizens, get out there and protest and get rid of Iran, and we'll back you up. In my opinion, of course. And now that you have all that down, we had a phone call while we were listening to Will. And the phone call was from sorry if it's too loud. Because he's not going to answer. Oh, I I bet you he's leaving me a message. That's why it doesn't go to.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Oh, whoa. Thank you. What, Jan?
I can hear it.
Well, not all of it. I hope you didn't hear it. Hey Delta, how you doing, buddy? I'm sorry I missed your call, but we are on, or we are on right now, on one of my UB2Bs, and I'm gonna be on probably for about another 10, 15 at the very most. And if you want, you're welcome to call me back, and I'll put you on, and you can share whatever it is that you wanted to share with me. Okay? Love you, man. Take care. Bye bye. So who knows? Maybe we'll get Delta to call while we're finishing up tonight. Now, the last thing that we're going to do tonight, family, is that we're going to give you Firefly's report. And the reason why is because we purposely held it up for quite a while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back as far as, so maybe Friday. What do you think? Friday. Let's see, we can go back to over the weekend. This past Monday, we had our call. Let's go over Sunday and Saturday and take it all the way back to Friday. And here we are. So now that we're on Friday, I'm going to start at 7 o'clock in the morning. Let me get this closer here. And you want to consider that our Firefly, Eddie, is, he's in the heat of the battle. His mother just recently died. This is very personal for our Firefly and all the Iraqi citizens. They're seeing their loved ones die in front of them by their government. And they know it's not their government. And I really believe deep in my heart that the President of the United States of America has been watching and calculating and looking for that perfect opportunity, to just, and knock out Iran. And knock them out flat out. Yeah. There are ways to do that, you know what I mean? Friday, 7 in the morning. This is a long report. Kick back and relax. And when we're done with this, that's it for tonight. Good morning, Mr. Frank. After the morning prayers today, which we had statements from the government about what they want to treat us right now, etc. Well, citizens are back in the streets. We are rejecting the president's speech yesterday where he says that the government changes mean nothing. They want a complete new start, and we want Iranian influence to end now. And we want them to stop the auctions immediately. Both were not addressed. So citizens are going for 1 million protests against the government, citizens say. And by the way, look at this. They want purchasing power and they want the auctions to stop. Look. That is the education that the CBI has given the citizens, and knowledge is powerful. And when these people realize, wait a minute, you're about to give us purchasing power, well, the damn government is going to steal it from us again. No, stop everybody. Allah, no, I don't care how many times you've told us already that you want to do this and the environment is not suitable. We know it's not suitable. We're making it that way, but they're killing us. And you think that we're going to stand down? You think I'm going to stand down from anybody that disrespects my teams? We want a completely new start. We want no more Iranian influence. We want the auctions to end now. Immediately, both were not addressed, so the citizens are going for 1 million to protest against the government. Citizens say that the Iranian-backed proxies must go. They are stealing our money. They are stealing it from the citizens. And until this is done, the citizens will continue to protest. And that's all there is to it, Mr. Frank. I said, Eddie, as I said before, the Fab Four have cleaned up the CBI, and now the citizens are cleaning up the GOI of this Iranian corruption. I pray for you and your citizens. Later that afternoon, Mr. Frank, citizens are pouring into the streets right now. It's a much bigger protest than we thought. And yet, OMG, oh my God. And yet, OMG, Mr. Frank, people everywhere in all of Iraq now are protesting. Now, this was Friday, right? This is Friday's report. And now we're going into Friday around 12:30 in the afternoon. Mr. Frank, Reuters just released this. I'm sending you a copy. Quote, yeah, straight from Baghdad. Remind me where we left off, okay? Delta, how you doing, buddy?
Frankie, how you doing, sir? How's everybody?
All good. We're doing a reading right now of Firefly's reports, but we'll stop. We'd be glad to hear from you. Do you have something you want to share with us?
Yeah, I just want to give you some quick kind of update on the exchange rate, what's going on right now in Iraq, and because there's a lot of fluctuation, looks for the last 24, 48 hours on the exchange rates. So I'd like to talk about that a little bit.
Please do. We've been noticing it as well, too. Go right ahead.
Okay, so what's going on is all the basically the currency exchange offices in Iraq, they're basically posting and telling all the customers that because of the fluctuation of the dollar, they don't know exactly what's going on. The price going very high, and telling the customers to check and give them a call. Like some places,
really?
Up to 12, yeah, up to 12, 20, 12, 30 for every dollar, basically $1,220.
Call for the best rate.
Yeah. So it's going the other way there. So this is really very good for us because we all know that the central bank of Iraq, they have to keep moving and they have to do something. That's why basically here if you notice, this is the first time ever they do auctions, like they did about 2-3 of them in almost one day, especially the Sunday one too, which that was unusual. So the central bank of Iraq, they're trying to inject as much dollar as possible to eliminate the fluctuation of the dinars in the market. They did work very hard to bring that in, to bring it all the way with the 2% compliance. But I do believe that the central bank of Iraq, they know what they need to do now. But now it looks like the citizen, they don't know exactly in those places that they sell dollars. They don't know what's going on there, why the demand of the dollars, which is, we know for us is really going to be very good. The other one is probably you saw too, those demonstrators, they went all the way down to the Central Bank of Iraq and the Rafideh and Rashid Bank and all kind of places there. Probably you got the report from 80. By the way, his name is, just to correct, because everybody was asking, his name is, I believe, O'Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So O'Day, just let you know, they do it as O-D-I, O'Day. Like O'Day, that's the right pronunciation for his name, not 80, but just let everybody know. But anyway, it's really getting very good, and IBC probably going to give the report to the family, the demonstrators. Everybody is doing very good there. They're very basically reaching the point. Maliki, and like I told you last time, Maliki and his family looks like he's not there. He went to Iran. But this is basically what we're trying to do here, that the Central Bank of Iraq, really, they have to move now very fast. Again, because the demonstrators, remember, one of the men was stop the auction and go to the market economy.
Right.
But looks like now they're having another issue, which is the fluctuation.
Yeah.
Of the dollars. They have to...
More pressure.
They have to do something.
More pressure. More pressure from another angle, from another source.
This is what's basically going on, but just let you know, this is what's going on now and all over in Iraq about the exchanges. And by the way, even the Iraqi Stock Exchange, they did not do any kind of session, that was strange. I read their website, and I looked at the last update was for the 5th, not the 6th, so they didn't have anything. So those demonstrators really, they're making a big effect and big impact. And as you see from Abdul Mahdi and everybody else, they're trying to save the situation and do those reforms. But I believe they still have to move very fast. And now again, as us as investors, actually we're in an excellent position right now, in good position for the Central Bank of Iraq when they come back, hopefully next week, to do something. Otherwise, it's going to be too late for them. But they know how they're going through. And remember, they don't want to make it worse, because this is one of the things. It's the last thing the citizen they need to see right now. The Iraqi dollar is going higher and higher. Then it's going to cause more and more problem and headache for the government and the Central Bank of Iraq. So this is what I have, Frankie. I know you're busy there, but I want just to give you this update because you might see that coming up. And just to tell the family that this is really the fluctuation that's going on, and actually this is way better for us, because this will give you another pressure on the CBI to do something.
That's fantastic. I'm very proud of you. Thank you, sir. That fluctuation is actually in a positive upward. You'd think that the fluctuation would be downward because of all of the, protesting and all of the violence and everything. But once again, Walking Stick told us, pay attention. Look at the interest rates. Look at the inflation. Look at the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. Look at the price of gas all over the world. Nothing is being affected by what's going on in Iraq. That tells you something. Somebody is in control of all of this. They just got to get those Iranians out of Iraq. Then they can very, very easily give them the purchase power that everybody knows that they're waiting for. But the citizens themselves said, no, 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 no. Stop, Allah. Don't give it to us. Let us get rid of this government before you give us that purchasing power that they're just going to steal from us anyways. So thank you for your report.
Absolutely, brother. It's all positive, and we're going to keep updating. And we're all watching the news and in the background to see what's going on. But definitely, the Central Bank of Iraq now, they're stuck in the corner. The government is sensing, so they better act very fast, because the people now, they're controlling almost everything, from ports, from oil places. They're kicking out everybody. And by the way, most of those Parliamani that they have a link to Iranian, they're running away. Like, for example, there's this lady, her name is Hanan Fatlawi, which is she is a pro-Shia Iranian lady.
Right.
She ran away to Sweden, and then in Sweden they kicked her out, and now she's in Belgium, and everybody's talking about that, and she's in bad situation. She cannot go back. Yeah. So this is really a huge advancement, and I was dreaming about this moment to see Iranian influence going out of Iraq, and now to see the citizen doing it, and the pictures of Khomeini, and now everybody they're basically calling them name as they are cockroaches. We need to kick those cockroaches out of our country, which is they have the pictures of Khomeini and the guy in charge and the army in Soleimani, whatever his name is.
Right.
But definitely a lot of changes, and all those young people, it's just amazing. I just want to give you something very small example before I go. They did basically, in Tahrir Square, which is the street that they do no demonstration, there was like a building that has nothing in it. Those demonstrators, like in 3 days, Frankie, they made like a kitchen, they made a room, they made basically like a pharmacy, like in 3 days they did accomplish things that the government cannot do.
Yeah.
And everybody is united. And you know what the good things about this? They're not saying anymore we are Sunni Shia, we are all Iraqi. And this is what's really beautiful that I can see here. So you have no issues with basically Sunni Shia Kurds. Even you got Assyrian, you got Babylonian, you got the Christian, everybody is united, which is all. And those young generation, they're already making progress, and nobody can stop them. And this is what's going on there. And you made a good point, Frankie, and I do agree with you 100% when you said that. They told us, no, wait a minute, they'll give us power of purchase. Let's kick those cockroaches out first before you do that, because they're going to steal us anyway. And you made an excellent point, and you nailed it exactly right there, Frankie. I do agree with you, and that's what they're doing. I'm so proud of them, and let's pray for Iraqi people,
yes,
for all of them, and this is what they need from us, and they need basically the support, and God bless them all. And thank you very much, Ray. And hi to the
Delta.
family.
Yeah, Delta, I predict that the Iranian citizens are going to also protest their government. Why are you killing the Iraqis? Let's see what happens. I love you, man.
I love you, brother. You take care and hi to the family. Thank you.
You bet. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that a wonderful family to have him come by and visit us? That's just great. Thank you, Delta, sincerely. Now, let's go back where we left off. Where did I leave off?
Protests will not stop.
So it turns out that the Reuters, Mr. Frank, it just released this. It says Iran has stepped in to prevent the ouster of Iraqi Prime Minister Mahdi by two of Iraq's most influential figures amid weeks of anti government demonstrations, sources close to both men told Reuters. Mr. Frank, yeah, Mahdi's an Iranian puppet. Iraqi demonstrations are tightening the noose on Iranian influence. Yeah, and I said, you know what? This is all working out. This is fantastic. You got to be strong, and then you got to be stronger. But you got to find ways to protect, or you have to be more organized. Yes, sir. Iran's going to panic and send in the Revolutionary Guard. You just watch, Mr. Frank. You just watch. I bet you anything that's what they're about to do. Friday, late in the evening. Mr. Frank, some Iranian general has just flown in to Iraq. And he's taking over the security forces from Mahdi. He's taken the Revolutionary Guard now. How can this be? Iraq is a sovereign country. Why Iran taking over security in my country? They are the ones that are killing citizens. Why, Mr. Frank? You know, this ain't right. I said, I understand. I said, look, I said, copy, I understand, but in my opinion, this is what was needed for, this is what was needed for Trump to get involved. Watch. Yes, sir, Mr. Frank. We'll have to, Revolutionary Guard will start issues. I agree. Mr. Frank, albeit the citizens are taking leave now if Iran stays in security. Copy, I hope not. Iraqi citizens were thinking of leaving their country. Saturday, early in the morning. Mr. Frank, Alak is now on television. Who? Alak. The CBI? Yeah. Saturday, Mark, Saturday. What's that make now? 7. What is he saying, Eddie? Alak on television today, news brief saying several other banks across Iraq in different provinces are having their monies moved like the Green Zone, including small groups. He said that the what? The what? She's on TV saying that banks across Iraq in different provinces, yeah, they radiated, they went out and they delivered because they had the receipt. So what happened? Banks across Iraq in different provinces. Banks across in different provinces are having their money moved like the Green Zone, including, you see, including, because you knew that they moved their money, didn't they? You saw the article. Got to move it. Too much protesting. Including. Well, thank you a lot, because this wasn't in the damn article, was it? No, Mr. Frank, this is just for the citizens, I guess. Money moved like in the Green Zone, including small groups. He said small groups That's the lower DNAMs said all banks, for security reasons, are going excess amount out of their banks to secure locations until civil unrest is clear. What did he say? What did he say? Hey, I want to give it to you. Okay, just stop it. No, don't throw stuff at me. So what else, Eddie, did he say when he went on TV? Well, he told the banks to secure locations because of the civil unrest until civil unrest is clear. And then he says, Mr. Frank, deletion of the zeros has what? Mr. Frank, what? You deaf? You can't hear, Mr. Frank? Hey, hello, anybody there? He said deletion of the zeros has been canceled at present time due to political and civil unrest, and says this money to secure money in all banks is just a precautionary act. Just a precautionary act due to the protest demonstrations all over Iraq. Now, not just in Baghdad. You see, when the gurus make fun of me, I just read this stuff. I just read my teams. I just read this stuff. Here, I'll let you read it all. Starting, I told you it was Saturday. This is the second report, Saturday in the afternoon. Okay. Zoom, 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 zoom. Small group. There you go. I hope you can speed read. And I got to the deletion of zero part. And okay. And then that was it. But then I say to him, I say, hey, notice how they talk about deleting the 3 zeros because it's a fact with the CBI when this protesting stops. Hold on a second, family. I got something I need to double check and look at. They're calling it a coup now?
Coup.
No, this has nothing to do with our study. This is the whistleblower. The attorney said that? Okay. Alrighty, thank you. I want to know, but not right now. Hold on. Oh, for the love of God, we gotta go back. Oh, family, there's too much to read to you, and I got things to go do. Where'd I leave off? Oh, a lot coming out for the 7th time since this rioting started, and he told the citizens, "Man, I'm not gonna do it. That's all there is to it. So shut up." And yeah, you know, the 3 zeros. You know, I know. I be telling you. And I already talked to you about the lower DNAMs. I just told you that we moved them, including the money that was in the banks. That's actually 7. That's 8 times that I've talked. What more do you want from me? And for you, the rest of the world, what do you call what do they call them? Boo-boos? Gurus? Gurus. I want to tell you everything. I want to tell you anything. You have to dig for it. So I said, notice how they are talking about deleting the 3 zeros because it's a fact with the CBI when the protesting stops. To which he says, okay. It's okay. Hey, Chink, I put something up and you didn't get to see it because you were busy watching the reading. So look. Somebody sent you a note.
Oh, I love you too.
No. We're still on Saturday. Okay. Late in the afternoon. Crowds today, the largest so far in protests at the square today alone. Entire families are pouring in. We are all coming in to protest riot. Police trying to take back the square are unable to because of our size. The mass of our crowd is very large. To which I say, excellent. And now we pray that they are not injured by the Iranians. Good. The next day, Sunday, early in the morning, Frank, Eddie says that a little bit of the CBI news today about the banks, I'm going to send it to you after church. So now we're what? This will be the ninth time. The ninth time. What? Where are these articles? So, our contact, his name is Neil, and he says, Frank, there's a little bit from the CBI today. I'll get it right after church. I said, no worries, I'm in church myself. Amen. Oh, Sunday now, still early in the morning. Amen. Calling him back now. Frank, I just got the information. Here it is. CBI naming. No, this is the CBI. So this will be the ninth time that they've talked since the riots started. CBI naming 3 banks. They will not deal with internet. Okay, there was an article about this, but it's still good to read it. CBI naming 3 banks. They will not deal with international due to the corruption. Also, CBI named Iraq Trade Bank as the safest bank. Before I continue, this one bank is just one of many. They're wiping them out. Who do you think is doing it? Of course, the Fab Four. Did you qualify? Did you come to the meetings? Did you do everything we told you? Did you miss one little T that you didn't cross? There it is. You didn't cross that T. We did everything else. Too bad. Shut them down. We ain't taking no garbage. You're not going to play these games. You're not going to tell me I did everything, and then it turns out you only did 70%. What about the other 30%? Oh, well, we don't normally do it. Well, you do them now, for God's sakes. So they come out and they say, we got rid of another bank. It's a big one, too, by the way, and I don't want to give you the name. But they also then said that the trade bank is now being awarded as the safest bank of Iraq and the backbone of the economy in Iraq. Protesters in Baghdad are burning the Iranian flag today, and protesters at the borders with Iran are blocking entrance and not allowing anyone into Iraq. Yes! I'm talking about fight back, man! Shoot! No one into Iraq from Iran. All of this is as Sauder has made a trip to Iran, traitor. And now the citizens are saying Sauder is just like Mahdi, or Mandi. He's just like Mandi, but he's part of the problem. He's in Iran right now, and this is his second visit in 1 week. Come on, man. This is his second visit in 1 week. You think, I mean, how long can you treat us this way? I even told you, remember I said, man, are you sure you're doing the right thing by taking the people out into the streets to protest? This could backfire on you guys. Ta-da. What do you follow people? We don't want to follow them because he's Iran, and this is a visit, his second week, and in 1 week, it's a second week visit to Iran. Rafadim Bank did say they had, this is all from the CBI. Rafadim Bank did say that they had enough cash on hand to pay salaries today. There was an article about that. Today, even with all the shipping of the money to safe zones. They said small notes that they moved. Looks like Iran has interfered somehow, and now they're saying no talk of replacement for Mandi. That's why citizens are burning Iranian flags today and blocking borders. Iran must go and stay out of Iraq. Still seeing killings and protestings violence all over. It will not stop, and we will not until the government is overthrown. Only good thing we heard today was Iraq announced the end of the curfew. However, that was a big joke because the citizens were in the streets by the thousands all day and all into the night. We don't care about the curfew, and was too many out for the government to do anything about it anyways. Sunday in the evening, they're saying that the Iranian proxy model is a failure in Iraq. Oh, now listen. They're saying that the Iranian proxy model, in other words, the government, the GOI right now of Iraq, is a failure. And I say some things, and he says, Sir, family of government officials have flown out of the country. Mahdi Palace guards have escorted by Iranian elite revolutionary guard. Now, when you listen to that, and this whole call is in our opinion, if your loved one leaves your home, are you going to stay in that home? And because the banks want to evict you out of your home, you know what I'm saying? You're going to stay. Where's your loved ones? They went with the in-laws. Well, then get your ass out of that house and go with the in-laws. So, Mr. Frank, families of the government officials have flown out of the country. Mahdi Palace guards escorted them by Iranian elite revolutionary guards. Good, because now guess who's going to go? I miss you, honey. I miss you. Yeah, whatever. And then to which I said, by the way, yeah, citizens won't stand for it, and neither will the United States of America. And you know why? Because, in my opinion, Trump is now involved. Continuing, Mr. Frank, protesters today have started civil disobedience blocking all main roads, keeping people from reaching work, schools, airports, etc. It's a strike to shut down Iraq since the government will not give us our rights. And he sent me a very moving YouTube video about what the citizens are doing. I don't want to show it to you because it's very graphic. You know, there's some killings. To which I said, their voices are being heard like never before. And he said, yes, sir. Monday, Iraqi security forces opened fire on protesters today, Mr. Frank, killing 4, while other protesters in Alawai gained control of the Ministry of Justice building. Total chaos today. We're burning more Iraqi flags. We're naming Sadr today as part of the problem. He's actually on a trip to Iran. Citizens are now turning on him. Citizens are blocking roads to the oil fields. No, don't do that. They'll shoot you. Citizens blocking roads to oil fields, disrupting the economy flow to force their point to the government that it must leave. Citizens built a platform of execution showing a noose for the corrupt officials in the square, calling for death to the corrupt. Security forces are beating protesters with batons. I know it must be hard to report this to me, Eddie, but I want you to know how much I appreciate every update you send me. Mr. Frank, we see our country in such turmoil at this moment in time. I understand. I understand. Mr. Frank, here's more pictures. And because I was criticized about Delta's innocent article that he brought us, and somebody thought that Delta had put live. No, those that copied us did that. When you come to ktfalways.com, you'll see that's not up there. Understood. Photograph is this, and then I say, and we talk. Okay. Articles. It's a video, Mr. Frank. I was trying to send it to you from Twitter showing the security forces that are shooting and killing innocent protesters. And we are saying to the United Nations, Enough is enough, and taking action on our own. I say some things. I say some things. Okay, sending now, and he sent me something video attached, and I got it. I'm not showing no pictures, no videos. It's just not worth it for me to share everything. When I share my heart, someone finds a way to break it. This is yesterday, early in the morning, 7 o'clock. Morning, Mr. Frank. On our TV, we see a body complaining about the United States of America giving support to Mahdi's government and all the killings. That's how we started our conference call today, right? And what did I say about it? Well, you know already now. He's complaining that the U.S. is giving support to Mahdi's government and all the killings they are doing, says America should step up and help us, not support Mahdi. Protesters gave 4 new demands today, saying, number 1, get rid of the snipers. Number 2, dissolve parliament. Number 3, hold early elections. And last, have the United Nations oversee the elections. That's brilliant, because that's what the United Nations is also now doing, overseeing the GOI and the parliament. You'll read about it. This whole call is in my opinion. I swear I eat a lot of pizza at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have these dreams, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So these are the 4 new demands. Number 1, get rid of the snipers. Number 2, dissolve parliament. Number 3, hold early elections right now. It's interesting. It's interesting. Another one of their demands is to stop the auctions. My goodness, these people are very well educated and very smart. Or somebody told them to do this so that Iran does not profit from the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. By George, that's exactly what we told you about a month and a half ago. Iran must not profit from this reinstatement. And then we introduced to you, what happens when you sneeze? What happens to your heart? It pauses so that you don't die for a short moment. And then it keeps on ticking. So we told them before, the United Nations are in Iraq today meeting with the government to see about getting demands met by the government. Barzani from the Kurds says that a delegation from Kurdistan will be in Baghdad very soon to work on the final agreement. Security forces. They are also telling us on television that the demanding protesters to back away, get back from the government buildings. However, already past the bridge, Mr. Frank, and we're getting closer and closer to the green zone government buildings, because you know what? They are totally corrupt, and so is Sadr. And then, family, he sends me this message, or I should say, he sends me this Bible verse. It's Amos, chapter 9, verses 13, 14, and 15. He's Muslim. It's interesting that he sends this to me. It says, quote, I think this is modern translation. Quote, yes, indeed, it won't be long now, God's decreed. Things are going to happen so fast, your head will swim. One thing fast on the heels of the other. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening at once. And everywhere you look, blessings. Blessings like wine pouring off the mountains and hills. I'll make everything right again for my people, Israel. Now I see why he sent it to me. He said something else down here, people, which is personal, and I'm going to keep to myself. Now, continuing, and this is yesterday. Mr. Frank, we have slogans in the streets that are saying free Baghdad, and citizens are storming Iranian consul. Mr. Frank, Iran deals with about 90% of their goods in Iraqi markets, and they are afraid the citizens in Iran. Look at this, what we just said with Delta. And they are afraid that the citizens in Iran will raise up also, seeing Iraq being treated this way, and they're being killing us, and Mahdi and government letting this happen and doing nothing, totally Iranian control. How about that? Yeah, it will backfire. This is not right. This is Nazism, genocide. You're trying to wipe out people. Iran for many years, even way back in the days of the Shah of Iran, you know, the government, the government, the powers of that country, somehow or another, their brains rotted, and they decided to teach their people that Iranians have the right to dominate Iraqis, to treat them lesser than them, because that's what their religion, I guess, believes in. The leaders of Iran, the government and religious leaders, brainwashed its people to have the authority to dominate Iraqis. No more. The citizens of Iraq have learned how to fight back. Late at night, Mr. Frank, the government has disconnected the internet again. They're saying that the demonstrations are out of control. It's okay, use or whatever. And then, yes, sir. Yesterday, late at night, Mr. Frank, Eddie says that they are announcing. Now, pay attention. Pay attention. What time is it? Oh my, it's getting late. Jan, don't let me go past 9:15. Stop me, no matter where we are at. Mr. Frank, Eddie says that they are announcing right now. Now, check this out. Check this out. They are announcing, and because we were floored walking, all of us, we were floored about this. They don't tell you everything. And then when they didn't tell us this, dang! No wonder I can't tell you no wonder what I was going to say. Just listen. They just announced, Mr. Frank, on television that has been meeting today with Barzani in Baghdad to pay the citizens their monthly HCL oil credits. No amount was given. No amount was given. Just the deal reached by government to help keep Iraq from going back into Chapter 7. If this comes to pass, Mr. Frank, the amount would be, I guess I don't mind reading this part to you. This is all my opinion. This is my team's opinion. Keep them from going back into Chapter 7. If this comes to pass, Mr. Frank, the amount would be over $1 American from previous agreements. We wait to see what unfolds and to see if this comes to pass. Oh, and they just agreed on it now and signed by all the parties today. Here. Oh, that Frank, he's just so, he always predicts it. Oh, he's just so mean. Oh, Frank, I'm making it about myself again, ain't I? You see, I chastise myself in front of you so that you can learn the things that you should not do. When I do the things I should not do, I do apologize for them. I think that we should live life because if one day we're in the presence of God and we watch our lives in front of Him, I would hope that I would be proud of the things that we were seeing. And I hope I wouldn't be so ashamed of the things that I was seeing that I did in my lifetime. Hey, Mr. Friend, very, very good news. Thank you. I'm going to post this on the forum. And I did. I went straight to our forum. I went straight into Premium Team Chat and talked to you guys personally. Mr. Frank, Eddie says that the agreement basically was signed today, but the announcement of it is given to us right now, but it's not implemented. Let's pray that they implement this copy. Today, 6:30 in the morning, they send me bad things, so we don't want to look at them. Mr. Frank, more killed today as protesters block the entry to the oil fields. You can't do that. You cannot block the oil fields. In some areas today, we see internet returning. Other areas, still no internet. Mahdi on TV today saying, pay close attention, family. Mahdi on TV today saying, the 2020 budget must be passed first, and his cabinet will be releasing new reform. Now, we'll be announcing new reforms. Top part. And he says that he will be announcing new reforms package. The package includes 2 reforms. Today, Mr. Frank, the killings are still happening. Iran is still causing all this. They want Iraq back in chapter 7. So the auctions will continue. You see how smart these people are? As smart as you are, family. Mr. Frank, they want Iraq back in chapter 7, so the auctions will continue. And that's where Iran is stealing my money, my country. And that's how they are surviving, through stealing from the auctions. We see a lot of hate for Iran in the streets here. The consul was attacked and the Iranian flag was taken down and replaced with an Iraqi flag today. Mr. Frank, U.S. Embassy confirms that the violence in the citizens and says Iraq has no right. And this is wrong. You cannot be suppressing the demonstrators. Also, Mr. Frank, large groups of demonstrators are gathering on the bridge. They are headed to Green Zone. Troops are waiting for us. 8:42 in the morning. Mr. Frank, Mahdi just said Sunday. No, sorry. Mr. Frank, Sunday, Mahdi set as day that Parliament will approve new reforms package. Let's hope that this is the one with the HCL. You know, I mean, are they smart or what? Look. Today in the square, masses were unreal. Yeah, that is huge. Oh my God. Holy cow. Wait a minute, let me see this picture. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of people. 9:15. Thank you, babe. Today's today. Okay, Marty. Oh my word! I tell you what. Look at here. This is where we're leaving off. You see that picture right there? And then what happened in the square? Then Marty comes back on television and he tells them some things. Oh my gosh, this is really good because he decided to call them all of them saboteurs, you're thieves, you're outlaws. Mr. Frank, he said that they've lost $6 billion due to the protesting. Yeah, $6 billion that they didn't steal from my pocket, Mr. Frank. We're stopping them. We're winning. Okay, then it goes on, and I say to him, oh my goodness, that was a big mistake. In fact, it's a great mistake because now we watch the President of the United States get more defensive against the citizen. He's calling the protesters' name, and then on top of that, he sends me this. This is from the United Nations, and the United Nations is saying, hey, what? This is for immediate release. Here, there it is right there where it says, this is immediate release. What's up? U.S. Embassy, what's up? U.S. response to ongoing violence in Iraq. Right there, there's the bold part. U.S. Really, Mr. Trump? Watch. Yeah, so it goes on, and then it goes on more. Mackey's on TV seeing a speech. He's nuts. He's crazy. I'm going to throw my shoes at him. This part right there. I told him, I said, you mean your sandals? He said, exactly. I'm throwing everything at him. I'm sorry I made it so late. God bless you all. You take care of each other, okay? Pray for each other. Lift each other. Learn from my mistakes. I'm awfully sorry. And I don't believe that I'm going to ever do this again. Besides, our time together, it's limited. It's limited. I don't offer you a date, but I do offer you that it's limited, in my strong opinion. You see, that government, once it's cleaned up, good God, everybody's ready. NASDAQ, the international world, investors and contracts that are pouring in. The HCO is now even ready. Yeah. What more do you guys want? What? You want pizza delivered too? Seriously? You want anchovies with it? A hui ho. Until I see you again. When? I don't know. I'm thinking of saving it for my family. If you're a member of our forum, it would behoove you. Friday, team chat. Saturday, Q&As. Because there's so much more. And I haven't even read it to you. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.